What's up, horror fam?
You know what time it is.
And today we've got a 4th of July special.
Let's get into this.
All right, and we are into this. What's
Hell
up, guys?
We're in it.
And as you heard, happy 4th of July, everybody. Happy 4th of July.
Yeah, because when you guys are hearing us, 4th of July is right around the corner.
Yep.
It'll be
Actually,
following Saturday.
yeah, it's going to be that following Saturday, guys, so I hope you guys have a happy 4th. But first of all, welcome to the Horror Chronicles podcast, your favorite podcast out there. I'm your host, Ryan, and with me, as always, are my co-hosts. Mr. JT's in the house over drinking. I caught him.
What's up, everybody?
And Breezy's back, bitches.
What's up, guys? I missed you.
Yeah.
We missed you, too.
Yes.
Yeah. Just a little bit of business, guys. If you're just listening to this on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you may be listening to it to, and you're not on our Facebook page, you better come check it out.
You better get on it.
Check out our Facebook page, guys. We are highly active on there, and it's a good spot to get a hold of us. We do a live show last Saturday of the month, although this time...
Which is what? It's tonight.
Is it?
Tonight. We're going to do it tonight. Oh, sorry. So yeah, guys. So yeah, orgy. Anyways,
Whoa.
It's a good time for sure.
that's a Christmas.
Absolutely.
That's how we celebrate the holidays at the podcast.
You and Breezy need to switch spots.
A monkey in the middle. But anyways, guys, yeah, check us out on Facebook. It's going to be an awesome time if you do. And it helps us out. You know, we get to talk to you guys, and if it's an easier way to get a hold of us, you can send us a message on there if you'd like. And if you want to get on the show and have a cool-ass conversation on an actual episode of the podcast, if you got a story or a movie you want to talk about, anything like that.
We want to know.
Hey, you know what's funny?
Nope.
Tell us. I do. I do.
I never practiced that, so remember how fucked up I was the last time?
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Oh, my God. Hopefully we can see their comments.
Yeah. Well, I think
you
that
may
was
have to pull out your phone and
I think that was
Yeah.
I think that was an issue with what was going on at the point in time.
Yeah.
That may be.
From what I understand, there was a lot of people having that problem.
Oh,
Yes.
I got you.
Yeah, so I
A
think
lot
that
of
was-
people were
us.
live.
No.
It wasn't just our stupidity.
No.
Nope. And so that being said, too, where can they else can they find us, JT?
You can find us every Friday night at 9 Central, 10 Eastern on craniumradio.com.
Cranium Radio.
Yeah. And even if you're not listening to us, you guys really should check out Cranium Radio. They've got killer DJs, killer music.
Heck yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah, it's awesome station.
Hell to the yeah, guys! Shout out craniumradio.com. Check them out.
And Breezy, where can they find some of our merch if they want to pick that up?
That's T-Public, guys. We've got how many selections of T-shirts?
Several.
Yeah, several.
Yeah, and you guys can't
If you're
see
not
this,
watching this-
but if you're watching this, Ryan's actually got one of these newer ones.
It looks so awesome. You can't
Yeah.
tell.
It's like a smoky gray.
We changed some color on it. And
I think this would look good on a white shirt.
Oh, for sure.
It would look badass
For
on a white
sure.
shirt, even though white's.
I think it'll look good on a sexy body.
Oh, yeah.
Are you trying to tell me to get a tattoo?
Yes.
I'll get a whole fucking back
Do it.
piece.
Yes.
But yeah, that's T-Public.
Oh, man,
T-E-E-P-U-B-L-I-C. T-Public.
That's
Not
right.
T-Pubic.
Yeah.
Tpublic.com.
T-Public, guys. Check them out. So we're going to jump into this podcast.
We're
As
jumping
you
in
heard,
with both feet.
It's our 4th of July special, guys. So
Happy 4th of July.
Yes.
Hopefully you're out
Happy
there
4th.
celebrating your independence.
that's right. Independence.
You better be.
Freedom.
You better.
So, guys, that being said, we're going to get into this a little bit. We're just going to talk about, JT's going to talk about some stuff for about the 4th, and then we're going to get into...
So in about 45 minutes, Brian and Bree will start talking.
And take us away.
Yeah, no, and then we're going to give you guys some of our selections of movies we think you should watch on the 4th.
yeah,
Just something we think you guys should check out.
Get you in the mood.
Yeah, just to
Yeah,
watch it. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So we'll let JT talk for the next 45 minutes.
And we'll be back.
I promise it won't be that long. I'll read as
after
fast
these
as I
messages.
can.
No, you're good, brother.
So, I just want to talk to you guys about Independence Day. I believe that I
Not the movie.
live in the
movie,
greatest
though.
country on the planet.
Hands down.
No offense to anybody else,
Nope.
but everybody should feel that their country is the greatest country. And that's how I felt my entire life. I love my country. I love everything about it. And I even love our president, no matter who it is.
What about hemorrhoids?
And, you know, hemorrhoids are just a pain
all
in
of
the
the
ass.
above.
But anyway, the 4th of July. You guys know why we celebrate the 4th of July?
Do we?
It's Independence Day. So the 4th of July commemorates the Declaration of Independence, which was on July 4th of 1776. Ooh, that was a long time ago.
Yes, sir.
1776. But in the grand scheme of things, it was very, very short amount of time.
Very young.
Very short. We were a very young country. So, so to throw a little more into that, the Continental Congress declared that the 13 original colonies were no longer going to be under the British rule of King George III.
Yes, sir.
They were going to separate and
Build their own colony.
build their own country.
Yep.
So what they did is they decreed this Declaration of Independence, and it's kind of weird. The Declaration of Independence was actually on July 2nd.
Yep. There was only 2 initials that were signed on the 4th.
Right. So what had happened there is the local government or whatever, the Congress, they had wrote up this document, and then they decided 2 days later that they were going to readjust some of the wording in it.
Yep.
And so the actual true Declaration of Independence as we know it today was born on July 4th, 1776. We were now, because of this decree, we were now united, free, and an independent state.
Yep.
We governed our own rules. We made up our own decisions.
Yep.
Britain was out of it. So
That's a 22.
we became our own free country on July 4th, 1776.
Yep.
And that was 244 years ago this Saturday.
Yeah, buddy. 244.
So 244 years is very young for a country.
It really is.
And look how far we've come.
And look at what a great nation we are.
Hell yeah, guys.
Thank you to all our military and civil servants out there.
Strippers.
Strippers.
Couldn't do it without you,
Thank you,
babies.
Jenna Jameson, for
Your tits are still amazing.
Amazing.
we would not be the country we are without you people.
Yep.
We love you for it.
Fuck yeah. Coming to save the motherfucking day. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys.
So happy birthday, America.
Happy birthday. You know, and that's like we said, that is nothing against any of our listeners listening to any other country.
Yeah.
Everyone should be proud of where they're from, proud of their country. So everyone rock your country. That's how it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Rock it.
No love lost at all. You know, there's no problems here. There's nothing like that.
No,
everyone,
not at all. Not at all.
everyone love their country. Love where you're from. That's what. Don't ever change you for somebody else. You know.
Amen, brother.
So that being said, we're gonna jump into some fucking scary movies, guys.
We're going to start out with scary movies.
Yeah, we're just
Scared
gonna.
no face.
We figure with this one, what we're gonna do is there's a movie that it's. I looked up. I tried to look up like 4th of July movies, horror movies, and there's some of them that involve the 4th of July, but
Yeah.
there's like hardly any. There's one great one that, or one big one that we watched, called Uncle Sam.
Yes.
And Uncle Sam came out in 1996, guys.
Yes, sir.
And this movie's actually pretty good. I watched it today, and it's been a long time since I've seen it. And it's actually better than I thought. It's one of those it's one of those B-rated movies, but it's one of those B-rated movies that bring you back into that old school horror movie
Yeah.
feel.
I
You know what I'm
love
saying?
B-rated movies.
There was a
honestly.
lot I had forgotten about this movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know.
So you know, the movie was directed by William Lustia. I don't know. I guess that's how you say it.
Yep.
And it was written by Larry Cohen.
Yeah.
The Larry Cohen?
Yes.
Wow.
So, and if why he says the Larry Cohen, because some of you guys may know this, some of you may not. He wrote a ton of horror, a lot of B-rated horror, really.
Oh,
you know,
I didn't realize that he had written this.
Yeah. So he wrote a bunch of different movies. One that you would know if you watch this movie, you get the same feel as this other movie I'm getting ready to mention. But if you watch Uncle Sam, you get the same feel of Maniac Cop, Maniac Cop 2.
Great
Yeah.
movie.
He and Larry Cohen wrote those as well. So you get that same kind of feeling from it. He
wrote a lot of stuff.
A ton of
just
stuff.
A ton of B-grade movies that we just absolutely
That were good.
love. Oh, yeah.
You know?
Just great, that 80s slasher flick kind of B-grade horror.
Yeah,
He's
and
just a master at it.
this is this is another one of those great movies. Uncle Sam is a good B-rated horror movie that you're not going to mess up watching. It's got people in it. I didn't realize it had so many.
You won't mess up, but you may mess your pants.
Well, it's got Isaac Hayes in it. Come on now,
Isaac Hayes.
Isaac fucking Hayes is in this movie.
And he plays such a great part. Dude.
Yeah. But
I love his voice. I just wanted him to start singing.
hello, children.
And
South Park fans.
Oh my
and
God.
it also had the lovely PJ Souls.
Hey.
Yep.
She was not one of the main characters, but she was in there.
Yeah. Like I said, guys, this came out in '96. So I mean, that was.
For you guys keeping track, that's 18 years after Halloween.
Yeesh.
I'm all
18
into
years.
numbers.
And there
He's
you
a
go.
numbers guy, guys. He's a numbers guy. But yeah, this movie, it's basically about like a this guy was a soldier.
In the Desert Storm.
Yep, in Desert Storm, and he in his life when he was alive, he was not a nice guy,
No.
and so he comes back to the life,
Yeah.
and he's not a nice guy when he goes back.
So there was a statement in the movie about this guy. Most guys joined the military and went to war to fight for their country.
Yeah.
This guy joined the military and went to war because he loved to kill people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
And he did a good job at it, too.
Yeah, and Isaac Hayes' character in this was his buddy. Well, I say buddy. They were battle buddies, I guess you would say. Well, that would be the correct term, I guess you'd use for it in the military.
Yeah.
And he knew all about him and stuff. And in the movie, he's talking to that would be his nephew, right? Uncle
Yes.
Sam.
Yeah.
We're gonna call him Uncle Sam, the soldier, Uncle Sam, because that's basically who he is in this, and his name is Sam. But
Sam I am, green
Sam
X
I
and
am. But he is Isaac Hayes' character is talking to Sam's nephew, and his nephew is kind of really interested in everything. He loved his uncle. He thought he was a war hero. He had a Purple Heart, all this stuff, and he's wanting to know all this information about him. Now that they had found him, because his body had been missing for a while. They didn't know what was going on, and they finally supposedly find the body and ship him back home. And Isaac Hayes' character is trying to explain to him that it's not cool to want to kill people. Like it's not cool that killing someone is not good, and this and that. And he was just, as you were saying, he was explaining to him how he was in life.
Yeah.
And so he's slowly throughout the movie, Uncle Sam's nephew is starting to figure out, who he was in real life. He finds out that he was abusive to his mom and his aunt and all kinds of stuff. So he finds out that this guy's not a good dude, and now he comes back to life.
So I was trying to figure this out the whole, and I kind of got lost in the movie because, I get distracted easily. Squirrel. Anyway, so I was trying to figure out the whole relationship there. I know this kid is Sam's nephew. All right. So the kid's mom, hot blonde, is who? Is that Sam's sister? Or is Sam married to her sister, who is another hot blonde? I kind of got lost in that deal. I was like,
Yeah.
Who is this guy?
Which one? Who's he hitting?
Well, he's either the mom's brother or the mom's brother-in-law.
Yeah.
And I don't know that they ever really told us that.
Well, I'm pretty sure.
Maybe they did.
Sure that since he's so adamant about his uncle, that
He must have been the mom's brother.
Yeah.
Because the casket ends up in the mom's house.
Yeah. Somehow,
So-
for some
Yeah.
fucking reason.
For some, some of the southern, states, that's how they do it.
Yeah.
And here's another interestingly enough fact from JT.
Oh shit.
The southern states, a lot of the houses down there are built with what they call coffin doors.
Yeah.
Where the door is actually wider than a normal door on a house.
We call
And
that
that's so that you
big
can
girl
roll a
doors.
coffin through the door to have your funeral inside your own home. So,
Yep.
just a fucked up fact.
Interesting enough. That's
And now you
that's
know.
what we're gonna call it now. Fucked up facts with JT.
Hey.
And I'm full of them. Full of them.
That's a good shirt.
It is really. I would wear it.
But yeah. And this movie's it's not super
I'm gonna
gory.
make you one.
You should.
I'm going to.
It's kind of crazy. This came out in '96, but it kind of reminds me of like a '70s, early '80s movie.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like
You
the way
get the feel,
the way it's
the way it
filmed,
looks,
and the
yeah.
way
Yeah.
it kind of gives you that feeling. Some of the kill scenes are like when that fucking dude on the stilts is looking for that chick's fucking
Dude, he's a peeper.
and he's all walking away, and he's literally on like fucking 17, 20 foot. I don't know how fucking tall.
Well,
the
he was
stilts.
tall enough to look in a second-story window.
Yeah.
So
It was crazy. I'm
Yeah.
like, Jesus Christ, this guy is.
That motherfucker's big.
But and then
some bitch.
But whenever
Big
this,
son,
oh yeah, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched this yet,
Just do it.
But anyways, whenever he kills him, he's like, "I hope you got an eye full," and he like pokes him in the eyes or whatever, and like rips his-
Yeah.
It's kind of got the corny death quotes like Kruger has, stuff like that.
I love that.
Dude,
Yeah.
my favorite
Love
one
that.
was when he stabbed the dude with the fucking flagpole with the flag on it.
Yeah,
Goes right through him, and you see the flag pulling through the guy's chest, and then it's waving. That's fucking awesome,
fucking
man.
sheriff.
That's classic there.
yeah,
Classic.
Yeah. It's a good one for you guys.
It is a good flick. It is B-rated, guys. Don't go in expecting The Conjuring
No.
or anything.
Yeah, it's just a
but
fun movie.
It's just a fun movie to watch.
It's a fun one, guys. And that's the only one I could find that was really kind of accentuated around 4th of July. There's a couple
I got a
more.
list.
There's a couple
Me
more
too.
that are based off 4th of July.
Yeah.
Because I was looking.
And I'm sure we probably got some of the same ones.
Well, I wrote down a few that I suggest people should watch.
Okay.
Just something someone can, if they're going to be in, something to watch while you're,
Okay.
spending your 4th of July weekend. I'll let you guys get into some stuff you want to.
Breezy, what do you got going on over there?
Well,
Give us one. Give us one.
I gotta throw out because I feel like Independence Day was a good one.
Yes. I did not put that on my list because it was way too fucking obvious.
For sure. But
Great
that's
movie,
one. That's
great
one to
movie.
get you in the mood. I mean,
Yeah,
you gotta
for
watch
sure,
it around
for
like
sure.
usually
And
whenever
that
4th of
encompasses-
July comes out.
That
movie
encompassed
usually-
a lot of things, too. There was
Yeah.
horror, there was alien invasion, there was just great. I mean, fucking Bill Pullman as the
Yes.
president. God damn.
Yes. Yes. And then another one, Hana Yas. But another one I would say would be like Final Destination 3. That
Okay.
one scene where the fireworks go off and it completely blows.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Yeah.
I mean, that's
yeah.
just the scene.
Yeah.
But
And
then-
I got you there. I kind of forgot about that.
Well, the movies, not all the movies I have even have 4th of July in them. There's movies I suggest people should watch while you're at home. So you guys are good. You're ahead of the game on me.
So mine, I went really obscure on you guys.
yeah.
Not obscure. You're going to know these movies.
Yeah.
But totally,
I know that one.
like, had a hint of
Yeah,
4th of July.
yeah.
The first one I'm going to bring up, The Shining. The Shining, if you watch that movie and you know anything about it, when they show you that picture and you see Jack Nicholson in
Right
the
in the
picture,
front.
that is the July 4th ball from 1921.
That's a good one. A lot of people don't know that. And
No, they don't. They don't catch it. They just look at the picture and they're like, "Well," because it is a cool,
change.
you know,
Yeah.
it's a cool scene. But another one that I'm going to bring up,
Yeah.
one of our favorites, big boy,
Well, fuck, there's a ton of them.
Return of the Living Dead.
Oh, yeah, Return of the Living Dead. Yeah,
Return of the Living Dead takes place on July 3rd, but spills over onto July 4th.
That's my son's birthday.
true.
July 3rd.
nice.
July 3rd.
Nice.
My oldest. But yeah, I figured, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great one, man. I
Oh,
love
yeah.
the fucking, all the Living Dead.
And then I'm going to throw this other one out there just because I know you love it. It's one of your favorite movies.
Debbie Does Dallas.
Okay, maybe it's your
I know
second
that one
favorite
too.
movie. And that is the fucking ultimate Silver Bullet.
I got it in here, you fucker. This is one of my suggestions.
Well, roll with it there.
So,
Roll with
guys,
it.
like he said, Silver Bullet, we actually, I don't know if we've done a whole episode on it yet.
No, we have not.
Wow, we gotta need to. But
We should. We should.
Silver Bullet, guys, one of my fucking favorite movies of all time. It came out in 1985. This is one of my suggestions for you guys to watch if you're going to be home or sitting around on the 4th that evening, the whole weekend.
Yeah.
Silver Bullet, great werewolf movie. It's not super gory, so you can watch it with your kids. It's a great film, actually. If their kids are kind of into creepy movies, this is a good scary
Yeah.
movie for them to
for
watch.
sure.
There's not a lot of gore.
No.
Nope.
I mean, there is a
There-
little bit, but not
Kind of, not really though.
Yeah,
I mean, not really
it's,
at all.
It's very Halloween-esque.
Yes, it's a good.
Oh, absolutely.
'Cause there's hardly any gore in Halloween.
But it's a good movie for you to watch.
Oh yeah, and young kids can get into that movie.
Yeah, because based around kids.
know.
It's kind of based
Yeah.
around around a kid.
Yeah.
And the reason why we brought the 4th into that because it's during the 4th of July. His uncle buys him. If you haven't seen this movie, I'm surprised if you are following
Yeah,
us that
yeah.
if you haven't seen it yet.
Very
So
old
I'm gonna go with it that you have. So yeah, guys, you guys know it's he uses a rocket to shoot the werewolf in the eye.
Yeah,
And because he's shooting off, because the whole thing is that since there's kids and people have been killed, they shut down the 4th of July show.
Yep.
So his uncle, who is awesome, Gary Busey, love it. His uncle gets him some fireworks to go shoot off. So he goes to do that, and he runs into the werewolf, and he uses a rocket to shoot him. And what's cool about it too is the little speech that his uncle gives him. His uncle Red, that's Gary Busey's name in the movie, gives him this little speech about do you know why I got you these? And he says, and he's like, says the force, and he's like, no, this is so no dickhead can fuck with the good guys.
There
He's
you
like,
go.
so, and that's what it does. He uses it
you
to
gotta
shoot him.
love Busey, man.
He's great in that fucking movie.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, Silver Bullet for sure.
One of the cool things about that story in that movie is this werewolf that pops up. His appearances always seem to coincide with a major holiday.
Yeah.
Well, in this particular movie, it just happens to be he has popped up on the 4th of July. And
Yeah, and
very cool.
It's a great film, man. It's a classic. It's a must in my house. And like I said, if you
You
have,
need a Christmas version of that.
Yeah.
Virgin. I said virgin. Wait. You need a Christmas version of that.
not me, I want a slutty person who knows what they're doing.
I like 2.
2, please. So yeah, this one is great for you guys. And like I said, if you have kids, they can watch it. It's not, as long as you don't mind some language here and there, but other than that, it's fine.
Yeah.
Something you guys can watch. That's one of mine.
I know another one that's
Go
kind of
ahead.
based around that time. I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh.
That's during
I never really
the 4th
thought
of
about
July.
that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because the parade's going on in the background, and
Nice.
Jennifer Love Huge Tits is running through the alleyway, and
Nice.
Yeah.
Fucking love her.
that's another
Love
good
her.
one.
Well, I got some that are not 4th of July related. They're just some movies I think you guys could check out while you're at home, on the weekend or whatever you're doing, if you're at home. But there's a movie I'm going to bring up. It's called Nightmares. And
Okay.
it came out in 1983. Okay? Now, this movie, you can find it. I believe you can find it even on YouTube, but you have to make sure you find the right one. There's so many movies with this name.
Yeah.
So look up Nightmares 1983 movie, and you should be able to find it. But it's an anthology. And it's 4 horror tales with a supernatural twist. but they're based on urban legends.
I like it when they're twisted.
You know what I'm saying? And what's crazy about this is that it's got a lot of actors and stuff in it, and people that are famous. You know, like Emilio Estevez is in this.
Oh, Emilio!
Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh,
Hey.
And somebody who we all know too. I love Emilio Estevez, by the way. But someone that we all know, he's been in a fucking assload of movies. Richard Macer. He's been in everything. I mean, that guy's been in fucking every movie you can think of. And if you guys don't know who I'm talking about, if it's not ringing a bell, he played in It, the original It movie. He was Stan, right?
Yeah.
He played Stan in the original It.
Can I interject for just a second?
No.
Because that's one of my movies. The original It
Yeah.
was during the summer of 1989.
Yeah.
The whole gist of that movie
Yeah.
was during Derry's Independence Day celebration.
Ha 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 ha.
And in the remake,
There
it
you
was.
go. That's
didn't have
awesome.
fireworks going on in the,
Yeah.
in the remake part
Yeah.
2.
Yep. So, but anyway.
But yeah, guys, Nightmares. It's a great anthology little movie. It's a cool little. It's like the old trilogies you would see. You know, Tales from the Crypt style stuff like that. You know, it's a good little watch for you guys. So I highly suggest that one if you're bored and you want some good horror to watch.
Yes.
And then you guys got something else? Go ahead.
I got to bring up this last one. If
Go ahead. Go
Do
ahead.
it.
do you mind?
No,
okay.
go ahead.
And I'm doing this for a reason. So my last movie that I want to bring up is fucking Jaws
Yeah.
from 1975.
Yes,
Jaws
sir.
occurred on this island. It was called Amity Island, and Amity Island was preparing for their 4th of July celebration weekend. Whenever they started getting shark attacks off the coast of Amityville Island, great movie. One of the big reasons why I wanted to bring this up,
I know
is
why.
they just released their 45th anniversary edition on
They
4K HD. I watched it this morning. It is probably one of the best fucking transfers I've ever seen to 4K.
See that? You're the second person to tell me that.
It is fucking phenomenal.
Another cool thing.
I was blown away. I've gotten some other movies where they transferred them to 4K or
it's
even
just-
Blu-ray,
yeah.
and they just like
could've
one of
done
my
better.
favorite movies is Salem's Lot.
Yeah.
The DVD looks better than the Blu-ray. I shit you not. It's weird. It's like the Blu-ray is just too clean.
Yeah.
You can see all the pixelation in it.
Yeah.
This remaster 4K edition of Jaws was absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Isn't there
awesome.
not there a scene in Jaws where you can see the Amityville Horror House in the background, the actual house?
Oh, maybe.
I'm almost 100% sure there's.
Well,
a
that would
scene-
be weird because of where it was filmed.
I'm.
Jaws was basically
What was the movie
the
I'm
entire
thinking of?
movie was filmed in Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah.
Let me see. You guys do what you're doing. I'm gonna look something up real quick. Maybe I'm tripping.
But yeah, you can't go wrong with Jaws. I mean, even just and today cemented it for me.
Yeah.
The beginning scene of that movie is just so disturbing. You've got the naked chick goes out swimming into the ocean,
Yep.
and gets pulled under by a shark and brutally thrashed
Dude.
through the
just
water.
destroyed,
It is just
Just
a very disturbing scene.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the whole time her boyfriend is drunk on the beach about to pass out, and
Yeah.
he can't hear her screaming.
the whole time in the background,
No,
just you could
it's
hear
just
her
crazy, crazy. And then the
crying
movie
out.
just spirals from there. I mean, you've got some great actors in it, Richard Dreyfuss and Roy Schreider, and oh my God, what a great movie! And I brought it up because of the 4th of July twist.
Yeah.
So, hell
Now,
yeah,
these
people!
two have nothing to do with 4th of July, but I went to Walmart and I had to go in the movie selection, see what they had. And so I grabbed 2 movies that I heard about. The Hunt, which my older sister said was
Great movie.
amazing, so I
Great
got
movie.
it. And then my girl Melissa brought up a trailer on Facebook about the new Jack in the Box. So I bought that one. It's literally a B-rated movie.
Oh, I told you about that. Remember? I mentioned the
Did
Jack
you
in
get
the
a
Box.
bacon double jack? Or
I like a
No.
I
double-
got some of those crazy.
I like a
after
double
midnight
jack.
French fries.
I'd like a double Jack, please.
But for real though, like when I saw the trailer, it looked good.
Jack in the Box.
Did you watch the movie?
The movie, okay? And I
mentioned this to you before.
so disappointed.
Yeah.
The Jack in the Box itself, the toy, looks freaking creepy as fuck. I don't do dolls,
Yeah.
okay?
Right.
That was creepy.
I'm gonna move my Annabelle doll over behind her.
No! I'd be like,
Bitch, get up from behind me, bitch.
oh, man. But no, I'm going to tell Melissa she can have that DVD because literally I fell asleep. I just didn't get into it.
Okay, well, bring it over here. Let me watch it.
Okay.
Well, see, I told you about
Okay,
this movie
yeah.
before.
I'll let you guys see what you guys think of
I
it.
told
but
you about it. It
Because
was
I like really fucked up movies like that.
the Jack in the Box movie. I told you about that. I mentioned it. I don't know if it was on here or if we were just talking.
It'll make me crave a Jumbo Jack. Then.
Jumbo Jack. I just want
Jumbo Jack with cheese.
Oh, mine a
There
Jack,
you go.
please. Now, there's a movie that I watched today.
Ooh, just did it today.
Just did today. And this movie, I was on this website, and there's this guy who watches all these. He's a horror movie buff, so he watches these movies, and he puts them. He'll tell you just a whole list of movies you can go through, and he basically gives you like his little version of a synopsis of what it is, whether or not you should watch it, if you can find it, how hard it is to find, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
I was going through the list, and I was reading the comments of that he wrote down, and in the name of this movie is called Pay the Ghost, and it came out in 2015. I had never heard of this, and he said in his little thing, he's like, "This is a great movie." I was completely surprised. He said, because it's a Nicolas Cage movie, which I like Nicolas Cage. And he said, I was completely surprised because I thought it was going to be one of those, cheesy-ass B-rated movies or whatever. He's like, but he watched it, and it was actually a good movie. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to watch it. Guys, this movie is really fucking good. If you're listening after what I say right now, then it's your fault because it's a spoiler alert because I'm going to talk about the movie. So 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right. So Nicolas Cage, the movie's called Pay the Ghost. Nicolas Cage plays this father of this kid, right? It's on Halloween night. And he's taking his son out to the Halloween parade they have at their town, right? Well, he's sitting there with his son, and his son starts to see something. And he's sitting in an ice cream line holding he's holding his son's hand. And he's in the ice cream line getting his son an ice cream. And his son says, Dad, can we pay the ghost? And whenever he says that, he's like, huh? And then he looks and his son's gone. So, this story is fucking cool as shit. And the graphics and all that shit's cool as shit too. It's awesome. But anyways, so he runs around trying to. I'm telling you, you will not fucking be disappointed in this movie.
Because I saw that on the cinema app the other day.
Yes, and that's where I watched that today. But so he goes home to his wife. He's like, where? He's like, did he come home? Because they're not too far from their house. It's in the city. They live like a block or two away from where the parade's at. And he's talking to the cop. Like, have you seen my son? He's running around looking at the cops like, oh, did you think he went home? And because he's like, where do you live? And he's like, not far or whatever. He's like, oh, maybe he went home. So he runs home to see if his son came home, and the wife's like, oh, you left him there? Anyways, they go run around looking for him.
Yeah.
There's no sign of him at all. So Nicolas Cage and his wife, of course, as you would think, sometimes people do this. Their kid dies or disappears. They split up because they can't take it no more. She's blaming him because he didn't protect them.
You motherfucker.
Yeah, So
Fuck you.
Well, the whole time, he's investigating what's going on, trying to figure out what's going on. See, you guys are gonna watch it. I don't want to spoil it for you.
Yeah.
So
well, I just
I'm not
wrote
gonna
it down.
I'm not gonna say no more. I'm gonna let you guys watch it.
Try and look at that.
This movie is really good. You guys won't be disappointed. It's got a fucking great storyline. It's based off of Halloween. Actually, it's actually based off of fucking the original Celtic Halloween. God dang it! Why am I drawing a blank?
Samhain.
Yeah, Samhain. It's based off that. But it's a fucking
Nice.
It's a great movie. You guys will not be disappointed. I was surprised.
Nice.
I was surprised.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out.
Sure.
So guys, Pay the Ghost. It came out in 2015, and it's a Nicolas Cage movie. It's fairly easy to find. You know what? I may have watched this on fucking YouTube.
Okay.
So
I'll find it somewhere.
yeah, I know for sure it's on cinema because I found it on
Yeah,
it.
okay.
But I think I might have watched it on YouTube just because. No, I watched Uncle Sam. That's what it was. I watched Uncle Sam on YouTube. Uncle Sam is on YouTube, you guys, for free, so you can watch that.
Uncle Sam is on Tubi, guys.
Yeah, I mean it's on everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Uncle Sam's on Tubi. I get where you're going with that, you fuck. I get where you're going with that.
No. Seriously,
Bring
I
it
watched
out.
Uncle Sam on Tubi today.
Yeah, we'll fill you in on why we're
Yeah.
talking about YouTube. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it off of
Anyway.
here. We
Anyway.
don't want to bring that shit in
Yeah,
here.
we don't want to bring YouTube's bullshit into it. Oh, sorry. Whoa. Sorry. All right. You got another movie you want to talk about?
No,
Because
that's
I got
about
some
it.
shit I want to talk about.
Do it.
Oh fuck.
Do it.
All
Wait a
right.
second. Is it horror related?
It is. So we started talking about this 4th of July episode, and I thought, okay, cool. I want to talk about Independence Day. I'm sure everybody knows that story, but just to reiterate,
Yeah.
What'd you call me?
what it is.
Mob
So what I did is I pulled out my evil genius hat and said, I want some 4th of July ghost stories. So I got a couple for you.
I was just gonna do the same thing.
Creepy. Okay, so the first one is called The Boy in the Picture. This is about the McCabe family. This happened on July 4th of 2013. So this McCabe family, their daughter, they had her playing with a sparkler. You know, everybody knows what a sparkler is. You know, you light it, it twinkles and throws out sparks, and yeah, you know, and you can write.
You can
goofy shit
burn
in the
each
sky,
other with
whatever.
it.
You know,
Stick 'em out your
you know, if you
butt,
tape
turn
enough
around.
of them together, you
whatever
can make
you
a
are.
bomb. But you know, don't. I didn't say that. So anyway, they take a photo of their daughter playing with the sparkler. Very cool picture. Cute. Oh, it's their daughter. Blah blah blah. Behind their daughter, they see this picture of a little boy's face. It's kind of like their daughter is a blur because she's running with the sparkler, and then there's another face like right over her shoulder. They start looking at the picture and really examining it.
Yeah.
And they realize that this picture is a picture of their 9-year-old son. It's the face of their 9-year-old son who had just died a few months ago in a tornado accident.
Holy
Oh,
shit.
Yeah. Horrible story. Horrible story.
Wow.
But very cool picture. If you get on the internet and look up, you know, The Boy in the Picture, you can find pictures of this. On the video, I've already grabbed some pictures of it.
Sweet.
That I'm going to put on the video so you can see it. It's very cool.
Wow.
But a very short story.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to move on to, this is a longer story and it's an older one.
Do it.
This was from West Virginia. This is a very popular 4th of July story that pops up on a lot of paranormal sites. Basically, what it was is there's a place called Martinsburg, West Virginia. There was a very large family that used to go to this park all the time. That's it. There's this very large family that used to go to this park all the time. This family consisted of 6 siblings, a mom, a dad, an uncle, and grandparents. They would go every year to this park, and they would go to the same spot in the park, and they would watch the fireworks display
Yeah.
every year. So they're sitting there, and the father tells the history of the park. You know, he's just talking about the park. You know, this place, Martinsburg, Virginia, has actually, it wasn't called this back then. Come to find out, I did a little research on it. The area that is now called Martinsburg has changed names and changed hands 37 times.
Holy shit.
Okay? So it goes all the way back to the Civil War.
Yeah.
This was an area that was occupied by both Union and Confederate soldiers. When the Union would take it over, it would be called this. Then the Confederacy would come in, it would get called this.
Yeah.
There were 37 different takeovers of this area. Okay?
Hot spot,
So
hot spot.
the story gets really interesting. So they're sitting around, and after they tell this story, the kids decide they're all going to run off and, explore or whatever. So the parents are sitting there, and the grandparents and the uncle are still sitting there talking or whatever. And the father notices this, like, odd smell, like this really putrid stench, coming around. And he doesn't really think about it. He doesn't say much. But then all of a sudden, the grandfather is like, what the hell is that smell? It smells like rotting meat.
Yeah.
So they look around, and the father sees there's a tree fairly close to them, and standing by this tree, like leaning up against this tree, is this boy. They described him as a young teenager,
Yeah.
and he's leaning up against this tree, and he's wearing like some old, like a plaid shirt and some old brown pants, and just blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And and the father's like, oh my God, is it that kid that stinks so bad? And so he yells at the kid, go away, get out of here, you stink, you reek, get away from us, or
What a
blah blah
dick.
blah. And the father's
Can't
kind of
sit
a
with
cocksmith.
us.
But so as they're sitting there, all of a sudden the kid just vanishes from this tree. So the kids come back, and the father kind of tells them the story, and they're like, oh, what did we just miss or whatever,
Yeah.
And the grandfather's like, man, I don't know. I honestly think it was probably a ghost. Well, it gets stranger, because the next day, during this, while this had happened, the mother gets up and she runs over to find some police officers.
Yeah.
They come over, but by the time they get there, this boy has vanished. So they just kind of blow her off, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, well, we'll keep a lookout for him, and see. There were several
Reports.
different families that had reported the same thing.
Holy shit.
So the next day, the father goes to the police station to, talk to the officers about it. And he's describing the situation to this officer, and the officer says to him, hey, just so you know, we got several reports from different families about the same, like, putrid stench and the same boy, and they described him the same way, young man, with the shirt and the brown pants, and no shoes, and his pants were kind of tattered or whatever. And as they're telling the story, the police officer is like, so what I think you guys have seen is the ghost of a Confederate soldier. And they pulled out a picture,
Yeah. Is this
and they showed them a picture of this young boy, and that was him.
the smell of death?
Holy shit, that's fucking cool as hell.
Yeah, it was kind of a cool story. There was a lot more to it. I just kind of
Shortened
hit
it
the
up a
high
little bit.
points
Yeah,
on
for
it.
sure.
But yeah, it was a
scenario
pretty
from
cool
different
story
families.
about some people that just saw ghosts
Yeah.
in the park.
Yeah, that's cool. Man.
Wicked.
It's cool whenever you get,
Numerous.
collaborating stories on, that are like the same, so you don't feel like you're fucking tripping.
Yeah, exactly.
It
So
makes
then
it
the
that much
father was
more
like,
real.
and it was funny because the last line of the story, because it's one of the kids that's telling the story, and the last line of the story was talking about how the one thing that they'll remember about that 4th of July is that they didn't get to see the ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be disappointed. I'd be like, really?
Yeah,
I
me
missed
too.
that out?
Me
Like,
too.
It's crazy,
missed out
man,
on that?
to think about it. Like, well, and just, going back to that story that you just talked about before that with the little boy, the picture of the girl with the sparkler.
Yeah, did you see that picture?
Yeah, man.
Oh,
and
yeah, that's
I got,
a trip, dude.
I got to tell you, man, it gets to me,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh, yeah.
Just thinking
Yeah, it's
about
tough, dude. Tough.
as a parent, seeing your kid again,
Right.
and you get to see them, but you don't
It's
get
like
that.
you've lost them all over again.
Yeah, you're in my head with that. Because you don't get to hug them and tell them, that like, that's rough.
And you hear stories about that all the time where they're visited by their kids. In fact, we talked about that in our Lent Mansion
Yes.
episode where, he was visited by his son.
Yeah.
Update on some shit. Okay. I've talked to you guys, and we talked on here about my son, my youngest one,
Yeah.
who has a birthmark
Right.
on his face, and he always talks about how he has a little sister.
Little sister, yeah.
And he tells his brother, he's like, "You don't have a sister, I have a sister."
Right. Right.
He's always talking about.
His little sister.
Well, no, he always talks about how his dad died. His dad died and went to this or that, and like my son, he's 3 years old, but he is very fucking articulate.
Oh, for
He
sure.
can have a conversation with you, clear as
Grown
fucking
conversation.
day, at 3 years old. You can ask anyone who's been around him. He's I don't know. He has an old soul, and I know it.
Yeah.
You've been
That's
around
cool.
him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You've been around him. You can ask anyone who's around him. He'll
Yeah,
have
I
a
remember when we were podcasting at your house, he'd keep trying to take my microwave from me.
Yeah, and he was only fucking like a year and a half, 2 years
He
old.
wanted to
then.
talk.
But
Yeah.
like he always says this stuff to me, and he's the sweetest fucking kid ever, dude. He's so
Biggest heart.
empathetic. Mm-hmm. It's like he's been there.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
And maybe he has.
Exactly, man. It's so crazy. Well, me and my wife were thinking, we were just talking about stuff, and she's noticed something. He has a birthmark on his face right here, right? Well, right here on his shoulder. Is it on his shoulder or is it on his cheek? I can't remember. Somewhere on this side of his body right here is the exact same mark, but it's white. It's like a vitiligo kind of like thing,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's a white spot.
wow.
And it basically
Entry
looks like
exit wound or
yeah, that or it looks and it basically honestly it looks like if you took that little spot off his face right here and put it on top there, it would match completely.
I'd line up.
Wow, that's wild.
But man, it's just that kid. There's something about him, man. He's got my heart like there ain't nobody's business.
That's
I love my
crazy.
oldest son too, to death. But my youngest son, he's a daddy's boy, and he's just so bad like about stuff. But he keeps talking about this like. He brings up this random shit sometimes, and like me and my wife are like, "What are you talking about?" And I get it now. I honestly do. I honestly think that he's just, he's got an old soul, and
That's cool.
the
Just
way
talking about his past life and not knowing what's going on.
and that's what he tells me because he's like, "Dad," he's like, "You're my favorite dad." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, bud, I'm your only dad." He's like, "Yeah, no, you're my favorite one," and stuff like that, And I'm just like, I know it's kind of hard to explain on here, but he speaks in context about everything. He doesn't just say random shit that doesn't make sense. Why are you putting that in that sentence?
Yeah.
He says what he means and it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's not fucking stupid.
Wow.
Like, so when it's those little things. It's like, no, you're my favorite dad.
Well, we did all the research on all those cases of kids
Yeah.
who have had past lives. I mean, who knows? Maybe Knox has.
And it's crazy to me, man.
You
'cause he
gotta have an
talks
open mind for that. It's just crazy. Like you said, the sentences that do come out of his mouth, it's just like, oh, wow.
Yeah, from a 3 year, even when
You're
he
3 years old.
he went to the doctor and the doctor was talking and he was just having this conversation and they're like, wow.
Yeah.
They're like, that kid just fucking has a conversation with
Fucking
you.
cool, man.
But yeah, anyway, I just want to
Fuck
update
yeah.
you guys on that stuff because like I'm honestly more and more every day. And I'm just like now I've come to grips with them. It's like he's just got no soul, and I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That is cool.
And the only thing that worries me is that he's more in tune to that stuff. So I pay attention to what he says on everything.
Yeah.
I take everything he says as legit.
Yeah.
And if he ever tells me anything fucking crazy, I'm fucking taking his word for it, and I'm gonna go do whatever I can to help him. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
I'll never second guess that kid. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, guys, we're gonna get ready to jump off of here. I think.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
Real
Go ahead.
quick.
Go ahead.
Okay. Just a fun fact. Okay. There was actually 3 U.S. presidents that died on the 4th of July.
Really?
Yes. It was John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, and James Monroe.
Holy crap.
What's
Thomas
biz-
Jefferson is the one that wrote the Declaration of Independence.
Oh my
Yep.
god.
And what's bizarre twist of fate is that Adams and Jefferson both died on July 14, 1826, on the same day.
While taking a shit.
Wow.
Both of them were pooping at the same time.
The same time. But no, that's just a fun fact. Mom told me about that. I was
That's
just like,
cool.
wow. That's all.
That's fucking
Well, I'm going to
badass.
give you a fun fact here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bye.
Do not put in your Google search July 4th horror stories. Because you're going to run into some
Firework
shit
accidents.
that was like, what the fuck? Dude, there was one that I read. Of course, I had to read through them.
Yeah.
There was one that I read that it was somebody had said, okay, my dad is the guy that flies the helicopter for the EMTs. And they got a call to pick up a guy that his face has exploded. So they get there. This guy had a Roman candle. All right? And he lit it, and when it didn't go off, he turned it around and he stared down the barrel of
Oh
it.
my God.
And when he did, the shell came out and went through his eye and exploded inside his head.
Holy fuck.
The guy survived it.
Holy shit.
He's missing half his face, though.
What the fuck?
Wow.
I was like, what in the hell?
I'm just
I
going
mean, there
to
was all
turn these
kinds of shit
this
about
and look
people
down
fucking
that
blowing
barrel.
their hands off and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So that's one big thing, guys. Fireworks are cool. They're pretty, but man, be careful.
Be
they are
safe.
dangerous. You're
Be
you're
safe.
playing with explosives there.
If it doesn't go off, don't be looking down the barrel.
Yeah,
just set it down on the
Just leave it
ground.
alone.
Just set it on the
Jesus
ground.
Christ.
But yeah, there was all kinds of stories in there like that. I was
Yeah.
like, holy shit.
Crazy, man.
Yeah. But anyway,
Anyways, guys, we're going to get ready to go fucking
we love
live.
you fuckers.
We're getting ready to go live. Happy fucking 4th, guys. Hope you guys have
Yeah.
a fucking blast this
Be
weekend.
careful. Be safe.
Have fun. We love
Celebrate
you.
your independence.
Hell yeah, guys. And until next time, America, keep it creepy. We out.